Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are you ready for the Lancashire Hotpots virtual pub quiz? And here's your quizmaster, Dickie Ticker.
Welcome everybody to the Lancashire Hotpots virtual pub quiz. Our 12th edition. We made it to 12 weeks.
Wow.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm your quizmaster, I'm Dickie, and I hope you're ready for 40 or so minutes of fun. To join in tonight, you're going to need a pen and paper, a drink and some nibbles. Type in the box who you are and where you're playing from. If there's a couple of you and you've got a team name, stick that in. If you want to tag your mates in, get them to play along now. Now's a good time. And if you've joined us for each of the 12 weeks that we've been playing, stick a big thumbs up in that box. While you do all that now, I'm going to speak to some very, very, very nice and plentiful gentlemen this evening. First up, it's Mr. Bernard Thrasher. Bernard, what's your name and where you're calling from?
Thanks, Dickie. My name's Bernard, and I'm from Lancashire.
Yay! What have you been up to this week, Bernard? Out and out.
No, unfortunately, I'm at work, so I'm having none of the fun of furlough, I'm afraid.
You go to work, you come home again, and you sit in like a good boy.
Just sit in, usually think about eating and just have a can instead, you know.
Well, either or. So, speaking of cans, can you tell us what you've got in terms of your liquids and your solids for tonight, please?
What a beautiful segue. It's almost as if we're semi-professional.
Hey.
For drink, no, I've got a West Golden Ale. It's the G40.
Oh, I've never seen that before.
It says on the back, Glaswegian Art, German Ed. And if I give you a little look at it, oh, look at that.
It's frothy, man, frothy.
Golden delicious.
Yeah, it's nice. So while I've got a bit posh with drink, I thought I'd go a little bit council-estate with the snack. Massive chipsticks.
Yeah, excellent. The connoisseur that is Billy, it would approve of that, more of him later. Yes. Thank you very much indeed for that. You took into your G40s and your Chip-Os. As we move on to the next man on my list, it's Mr. Bob Wriggles. Bob, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Hello, Dickie. My name's Bob, and I'm from Lancashire.
Yeah, that's what we like to hear. Right, tell us what you've got in terms of H2O and fried things.
So, carrying on from last week from my eye-catching cans, look at this. Are you ready?
Go on.
Wow.
Double dry hop, double IPA.
It's in the Salt Brewing, Salt Beer Factory, sorry. It's 8%.
Nice. Oh,
and check these out. The missus has been to Marks. She thinks we're made of money, obviously. But she's picked up, look at these, Bisley pizza pieces.
Oh, interesting.
Now look at the size of them on the bag.
They're really big and chunky, aren't they?
In real life,
not so much. They still look interesting, but they're not quite how they look on the bag, are they?
What do they taste? What do they taste of?
Looks like dog food.
It does look like dog.
It's kind of like the consistency of a wheat crunchy, something like that.
Oh, right, yeah.
Doesn't taste very pizza-y, but very nice all the same.
Never mind.
Maybe the wife ate them all and replaced them with dog food.
Get off the couch, Bob. Get off the couch.
You'll be having a two-fingered wipe later.
Okay, cheers for that, Bob. Up next, it's the man in the Millennium Falcon. It's Kenny. Kenny, what's your name and where you calling from?
I do. Kenny Body here, and I'm in the Millennium Falcon, but from Lancashire.
Yay!
Yeah, I had enough of the dark side, so yeah, I've jumped ship, literally.
Now, the whole of the internet and our Facebook page is always looks forward to what you've got in terms of the unusual beer stakes. So I'm sure you're not going to disappoint. So what have you got for tonight?
Yeah, I've definitely got something unusual. I've gone back to the Fierce beer, which I've been enjoying lately, also from Scotland. And this week, I've got the small batch edition Maple Pancake Pale Ale.
Oh.
So yeah, that's. I'm looking forward to trying that. Obviously, I've put it in a glass. This is what it looks like in the glass. Quite a dark golden.
Yeah.
What's that about 3.8%?
6.5.
That's
Quite
a
low for
session
me.
there for you, that is.
Yeah. So on the nose, definitely getting the maple.
Any bacon?
Oh, that is mapley. Yep. It's quite sweet.
This is like the best deleted scene from Star Wars I've ever seen. Luke, are you okay? Yeah. Don't care if he's my father.
And on the snacks front,
Yeah, I wasn't quite sure what to pair with this, and I did have some bacon jerky, but I ate it the other night, so that would have, if I would have thought on that would have been ideal. So I've gone for the lightly sea salted Grey's Crunch.
Ooh.
Yeah. That's a snack well done.
Careful with your fillings on that one, just in case.
Yeah.
Okay, cheers, KB. You settle down and
Sound.
get ready for those. Up next, it's our favourite medical practitioner. It's Dr. Ron. Ron, what's your name and where are you calling from?
Good evening. My name is Ron Seal, and I'm from Lancashire.
So far, full house. What could ruin it? Come on.
Now, I'm guessing that you're still working your way through your existing liquid stash. Am I right?
Well, no. I usually drink my liquid stash on a Friday and Saturday, and it's all gone by the Monday. Oh no, sorry, it's all gone by the Tuesday. You see what it is? I'm a creature of habit, and yet again, bought myself 12 punk IPA.
Well,
I need to start branching out now. So what I need Kenny to recommend some more beers for me to start to try. So maybe a list, Kenny, of your top 10 favourite beers that I can go out and purchase.
Oh, that'll take me at least a week to compile.
I mean, I have got a rough top 10. I'll let you know some of them. Some of them are harder to get. Some of them are easy to get. Check, in fact, first one, get to Morrison's or somewhere like that. Other good places are available. Get a Jackhammer by Brewdog. Right. If you like bitter stuff, yeah, Jackhammer. And everyone else out there, go and have a Jackhammer.
Is that only available in Morrison's, do we know?
I know it for definite it's available in Morrison's. It might be an answer in Tesco's as well. Other
Tesco, actually.
Yeah. So Morrison's is your best bet. Get a Jackhammer. That's one of me. Right. That's probably my overall favourite Brewdog beer.
It's actually free as well if you go in with a Jackhammer. So,
And your nibbles, Ron?
I made a mistake this week. I went and got some mini cheddars, and because there was only 4 in the bag, I've eaten them all.
Don't peak too soon. Don't peak too soon. That's what we always say. Never mind. Just have another brew. Have another can of Brewdog.
I will.
You'll be all right. And last, but certainly by no means least, because we haven't seen him for a few weeks, he's got his broadband sorted. He's here for you and for me. Billy, what's your name and where are you calling from?
I'm Billy James McCartney, and I'm from Liverpool, Lancashire.
Yay!
Wow.
Well,
and the neighbours have had a whip round, and they've got me some trousers.
Yes, because on the John Richardson thing, the most intimate parts of your legs were available for everyone to see. But it's warmer now, isn't it? Sorry, it's cooler now, so you need warmer trousers. Yeah. So Billy, it's lovely to have you back. But what I want to know is, what are you drinking and what are you nibbling this evening?
Well, as you know, I like my rock biographies, and I was reading a book about Led Zeppelin, and basically John Bonham's last drink that sent him to the other realm was the combination that I've got with me today. It was actually coffee, and it was bars. Bubblegum. He actually had 40 of those. The last thing Jimmy Page heard was. I'm actually eating. I've gone a bit upmarket. I've got some bacon Pringles, but when I say upmarket, I've put them on a plate because when you've eaten so many and you can't get your arm to the bottom of the tube anymore.
Have you tried? Have you tried just turning the tube up the other way and letting them fall out?
No.
Yeah.
I'll try it with the next tube.
Okay, cheers for that, Billo. Lovely to have you back.
Thank you. Good night. God bless.
Oh, no, don't you go anywhere, because I'm going to ask you and all the other hot pots and you at home 10 questions on 10 different topics. This week, those topics are music, films, egg sausage, chips and beans, bitter lager, cider ale stout, crisps, the Lancashire Hotpots, the pie's the limit, everyone loves a Bernard, television and potluck, and each correct answer question, as we know, carries the value of 1 point. 10 correct answers will give you 10 points. Hot pots, are you ready?
Yes.
No,
Hot pot.
no, I'm not.
No, well, I've got to carry on anyway. There is a time limit. Hot potters at home, are you ready? Don't forget, no answers in the comments below. Keep them to yourself. Put them on your sheet. Let's get quizzing. Question number 1. Congratulations. Bob, can you do your Cliff impression for me?
Hey guys, hope everybody's staying in lockdown, yeah?
Excellent. Now, I'm talking the Eurovision Song Contest, and the United Kingdom has participated in Eurovision an amazing 62 times.
Wow.
Many famous faces have represented the UK. I'm going to give you 3 famous acts. 2 have represented us in Eurovision, 1 hasn't, and I've just sneakily snuck it in there. So you have to try and identify the act, the famous act, that hasn't represented us at Eurovision. Is it A, Black Lace? Is it B, Donovan? Or is it C, Michael Ball? So which one of these 3 acts hasn't represented the UK in Eurovision? Is it A, Black Lace? Is it B, Donovan? Or is it C, Michael Balls? Interesting.
Are you talking the Donovan?
The Donovan, yes.
Not Jason Donovan.
Not Jason Donovan, the old 60s hippie.
The hurdy-gurdy man.
The hurdy-gurdy man himself. Now, as we know, question number 2 is films, which is Bernard's Achilles heel.
Oh,
You could say it's his kryptonite, but he wouldn't know what you were talking about.
No. So, here we go. Quotes on the air, unaware, end quotes, is the strapline from which Jim Carrey film? Oh, it's easy, that one. It's so easy, too easy.
What was the question, sorry?
On the air, unaware.
Oh, yeah.
Is the strapline from which Jim Carrey film? It's too easy, that one. Too easy.
I know it, but I can't think of the name. I mean, I know it's not like me to forget names of things or people. Or...
I'll give you a clue. Alrighty then.
Yeah.
I'll give you a clue. Somebody stop you.
Pointless.
Question number 3 is egg, sausage, chips and beans, and this week it's all about the egg. Now, as we know, Bernard can be a bit fussy with the old egg at times, but if you offer him a chocolate surprise of a Cadbury's cream egg, he's all ears. But what I want to know tonight is, how many cream eggs do Cadbury's make each year? Is it A, 400 million? Is it B, 500 million? Or is it C, 600 million?
It's a lot, isn't it? A
year. When you think of how many people are in the United Kingdom, it's a worrying amount. So how many do they make a year? Is it A, 400 million, B, 500 million, or C, 600 million?
Either way, it's not enough.
We've got a couple in the house at the moment. Question number 4. Bitter, lager, cider, ale and stout. And this week, it's all about cider. Now, in the 14th century, children in this country were baptised in cider. Is that true or is that false? In the 14th century, children were baptised in cider. Is that true or is that false? How's everyone doing out there so far?
Just a quick health and safety. If I'm going to get a big bag of chipsticks, don't try and eat them all at once. The inside of your mouth will never be the same.
Quite appealing to me, actually.
Question number 5 is our crisps question, as always. In the 1980s, in the UK, there was a comedy double act called Cheese and Onion. Is that true or is that false? The 1980s, a strange time in show business. It was still the hangover from the days of the clubs. And I'm suggesting to you there may have been a comedy double act called Cheese and Onion. Is that true or is that false?
CHSEANDNONION cheese and onion.
Well, all I can say, if there isn't, me and Ron are doing this next year.
Yeah, definitely, yeah. I'm going to be Charlie Cheese.
Question number 6 is all about the Lancashire Hotpots. This is a question everybody should get. Now, it's been quite hot of late, which reminds me of a certain song called Few Water Scorcher on our scintillating 2009 Christmas Cracker album. But in said song, Few Water Scorcher, what was Bernard sucking on to cool down?
Oh.
Near the end of the song. I'll give you a bit of a clue. On New Year's Eve. That's the start of that particular sentence, if anybody could follow that down its logical path.
No, not a clue.
That just makes me more confused.
Question number 7.
Hold on.
He's still thinking, he's still calculating.
I mean, I've not got a clue, so I'm just trying to think of something funny.
The inspirational wit and instant repartee of Mr. Bernard Thrasher.
Right.
Remember, it's a family show. The Pie's the Limit this week is all about Jonathan Pie, the fictional, sweary, satirical news reporter on the internet. But he's not really a reporter, he's played by an actor. Excuse me, what is that actor's name? Is it A, Tom Walker? Is it B, Russell Jacobs? Sorry. I've got crisp cough. Or is it C, Simon Crawford? The satirical, fictional, sweary reporter Jonathan Pie is played by an actor. Is that actor's name A, Tom Walker, B, Russell Jacobs, or C, Simon Crawford?
Quite an angry man, isn't he?
I think, well, he's acting really, isn't it? That's the thing, you see. It's like when people say, "Oh, that Bernard drinks a lot," but you turn around and say, "It's real. It's only an act."
Except that it isn't.
Yeah, in reality, it's worse than they actually realise.
It's extreme method acting if it's acting.
In fact, this is one of Bernard's meetings.
Apparently, De Niro was going to play Bernard, but couldn't put himself through that much drinking for the role.
He wasn't prepared to crack a beer at 8 o'clock in the morning.
Yeah.
Beer hunter.
Brilliant.
Yeah.
Glad you didn't get that reference.
No, it's film one. Question number 8 is everyone loves a Bernard, and we all do, don't we? And this week, it's musician Bernard Edwards. Bernard, or Bernie Edwards, played bass in which popular 70s and 80s American group? So Bernard Edwards, more commonly known as Bernie Edwards, he's a bass player, so Bob should get this. In which popular 70s/80s American group? From the Americas. In America. Look at this idiot. In America.
I've not been thinking about my answers today. I've just been writing down the first thing that comes into my head. So let's see if I do any better.
12 weeks in, we know that is the best strategy.
Working on instinct. Come on.
Question number 9 is our TV round. Johnny Galecki, Jim Parsons, Kaylee Cuoco, Simon Helberg, I could have been pronouncing all of those wrong, starred in which long-running American sitcom? Actors Johnny Galecki, Jim Parsons, Kaylee Cuoco, Simon Helberg starred in which long-running American sitcom?
Easy.
Yeah.
The
I know
reason
the
you
name
know-
of the lady, and I'm guessing the other guys. I know the program, but
I even told you I was watching it the other week.
uh,
One of my answers. Oh, I should have said that, should I?
I'll give you the clue. Thank you for being a friend.
Friends.
Where everybody knows your name.
Not a clue.
And question,
Well, I know I've got one.
question number 10 is potluck. Mr. Kipling makes exceedingly good cakes, this we know, and he's done so for a while. Currently, Mr. Kipling is a brand owned by multinational food conglomerate Premier Foods. But Mr. Kipling's Cakes
Joking.
was founded in Derby in 1957 by Mr. Joseph Kipling. Is that true? Was that false? So, Mr. Kipling's is a brand that's owned by Premier Foods, but originally it was founded in Derby in 1957 by Joseph Kipling. True or false? Those are your 10 questions for tonight. We've reached the
Not too
halfway
bad,
stage, ladies and gentlemen.
Dickie, before we have our half-time oranges, can you
Yeah.
let us know what you're drinking and snacking on? Because we didn't do it at the start. So
Well, I was just about to give you the rundown. I'm on the Roaster Coaster.
Nice.
Nice.
I
Yeah.
had one last night with a whiskey chaser.
Very rich, and there's absolutely no messing about.
Oh, nice.
Strong jalapeno and cheese. It's just like being on tour. Just like being on tour. It's like being in the back of the bus.
you there, Mr. Ticker, have hit a home run. Well done.
So it's half time.
Half-time oranges.
Cheers,
yeah.
everyone.
Cheers.
Cheers. Look at the colour.
Cheers.
8%.
Nice.
Hazy
Mm.
layer.
It's tropical. It's a bit fruity. It's nice.
Is it a bit like an alcoholic umbongo?
I wouldn't go that far.
So, are we all ready for the answers? And question number 1 was our music round, and I was talking about Eurovision, and I was saying that there's been some quite famous people represent us in Eurovision. But I gave you a bit of a falsie out of all the suggestions that I gave you. A. Black Lace, B. Donovan, C. Michael Ball. Which one is the fake Eurovision entry, Bernard?
Black Lace.
Black Lace, thank you very much for that. Bob?
I didn't go with Black Lace. I seem to remember did they do it in the 70s, I think. I went with Donovan. He's a bit more arty, isn't he? A bit more serious.
Okay, cheers for that, Bob. Kenny?
I wasn't quite 100% sure, but I just wanted to write balls. So I wrote balls.
Excellent work. Ron?
I went, same as Kenny, I went the bolster.
The Ballster. And Billo?
I went with Donovan.
The correct answer is B. Donovan.
Damn.
Yeah.
Balls to that.
Black Lace represented us in 79 and Michael Ball in 1992. So there you go.
Wow. Wow.
Question 2. On the Air Unaware is the strapline from which Jim Carrey film? Bernard, you're obviously a big fan of Carrey's Matt Cat.
No, not a clue. Bruce Almighty.
Bruce Almighty. It's a
Guess.
good guess. A good guess. Bob?
I don't remember that actual strap line, but I put two and two together, and it's the Truman Show, I think.
Truman Show. Thank you for that. Kenny?
Yeah, I remembered it in the end. The Truman Show.
Ron?
Yeah, the Truman Show.
And Billy?
The Truman Show.
It is indeed the Truman Show, yes.
See, I remembered it in the end because I was thinking about it lately, and they should do a new version where it's on Twitch.
The
Just streams his life on Twitch.
They should do a new version of it with my previous signal.
That would have to be a flip book. Question number 3 was egg, sausage, chips and beans, and we're all talking about the eggs and how many Cadbury's cream eggs are made each and every year. Bernard, which thing did you plump for? Which? No. Oh, sorry. I'll give you the answer. The options: A, 400 million; B, 500 million; or C, 600 million. That's a lot of cream eggs.
It is. I went for 400 million on the basis that you shouldn't. If they make them, what they're going to do with them? Because they'll spoil, you see, and eggs go off, and then you get salmonella. So I went 400.
Don't forget they can always put them in B&M and Home Bargains to get rid of them quick. Bob, what say you?
Whichever way you look at it, all those millions are lots of millions. It's a lot of eggs, so I just went in the middle and put 500 million.
500 million. Thanks for that, Kenny.
Yeah, I was a bit unsure about this because they tend to be a seasonal thing, don't they, rather than all year. But they also, I believe, sell them in other countries, not just over here. So you would imagine they're quite popular. But again, as with Bob, didn't really know. Went with Bernard's thing where you go down the middle.
Okay, Ron.
I just went big. I went 600 million.
Thanks for that, and Kenny. Sorry, not Kenny. Billy.
500 million.
And there's quite a few of you guessing right and going straight down the middle. It's B, 500 million.
Yes!
Nice. I knew it was a lot, but I didn't think it was going to be a lot. So
What a joke this quiz is.
500 million Cadbury's cream eggs. Question number 4, bitter, lager, cider, ale and stout. And I suggested that in the 14th century, children were baptised in cider. Is that true or is that false? Bernard, you have a strong affinity towards the apple-based beverage. So what does your ciderometer tell you about that particular statement?
Well, let me tell you about my thinking on this. A lot of monks are brewers. Monks, churches, baptisms, babies, true.
Okay, thanks for that. Bob?
Yeah, the Middle Ages, they were a crazy time, weren't they? It sounds crazy enough to be true.
It sounds like something you do at a festival, doesn't it? Kenny?
it's obviously false. It was real ale.
Oh, right. Oh, I see what you're doing there. Ron?
True.
And Billo?
I say false because I got a C in history and I know it was actually roller cola they used. Depends on which part of the country.
Ladies and gentlemen, that statement is actually true.
Oh.
And the reason being, the logic behind all that is that cider was cleaner than the water. You don't want to be putting a baby in some dirty water.
So, I to get one question right, and it was about cider.
So is that where the phrase "booze for baby" comes from?
Can't give booze to a baby. And from the drink to the crisps, question number 5. I suggested that in the 1980s there was a comedy double act called Cheese and Onion. Bernard, is that a load of crinkly crisps or a load of soggy corn snacks? What
It's false because it was salt and vinegar.
Bob?
I went with false, but I watched an episode of Inside Number 9 recently, and there was a double act on that called Cheese and Onion, so maybe that's where you've got it from.
Oh, right. I see where your thinking comes from. Kenny?
I've decided it was the 80s and anything could happen, so it's true.
Anything goes in the 1980s. Cheers for that, KB. Ron?
False.
Billy?
False, because I know you're thinking of Gary Cheese and Bobby Crackers.
Ladies and gentlemen, that statement is actually true.
Ooh.
It's Barry Cheese and Mike Onion. And this might be a good time for me to... I think Barry Cheese, he might be retired, but I think his website is still up. So who knows, by the time this episode is released, I might show you a little bit from Barry Cheese's website.
Unbelievable.
And all his testimonials.
From what was GeoCities.
Yeah, quite possibly. Question 6 is about a little-known group called the Lancashire Hotpots. And I was talking about Few Water Scorcher because it's been quite warm of late. And I said, what was Bernard sucking on in Few Water Scorcher in order to cool him down? So, Bernard, what were you sucking on in that song? Can you remember what you were doing?
I wrote penguin.
A penguin. A biscuit or actual bird?
I was thinking Arctic animal.
Right, okay.
Is that why you originally went polar bear?
That's
yeah,
good
and then
enough
I
for
thought,
me.
no, polar bear song, so go penguin.
Yes, I see where you're coming from.
He's
Bob?
getting that mixed up with our tune, Don't Make the Penguins Cry. You know nothing.
Bobby Bowles?
I honestly couldn't remember, so I just put something cold, which was an icicle.
Icicle, I see. Now, Kenny's a bit of a dark horse on the lyric front.
Yeah, and I've only ever got one hot pot question wrong, but I think this might be the second one, because I'm not sure. So I went with Calippo, because it's like Calypso, and it's very that type of song.
Right.
It's summery
Yeah,
and...
It is very Calypso, isn't it? Ron? Now,
Well-
we know you've not been in the band that long.
Yeah, I only just joined the band, so I would know this. But you did say, I mean, my first answer, you did say it was New Year's Eve or New Year, whatever, and I thought Hogmanay, and I was going to write Scotsman, but then I thought, no, it's a Christmas album, so I went Snowball.
Snowball. Oh, I do like a snowball every now and again. And Billy, what say you? What was Bernard sucking on in Few Water Scorcher?
Well, obviously, it's rare that I'll get any lyrical stuff wrong, but I did say Solero.
Ooh,
I don't
that's
know
even
how
better than
true or
Calippo.
false.
Right, I'm going to start the line. On New Year's Eve, we used to drink bubbly, but now it's so hot, we're sat here
Jubbly.
sucking on a
Oh.
jubbly. There'll be people berating you in the answers down here. If you got that right, I want you to fire off some abuse to these Lancashire Hotpots. Keep it clean, it's a family show. It's a family
If you got that right, you're in the band. That's it.
if you got that right, you're better than the rest of the band. Unbelievable. Oh, goodness me. Right, where are we? Question number 7. The Pie's the limit. Jonathan Pie, a fictional sweary reporter. The actor who plays him is called A. Tom Walker, B. Russell Jacobs, or C. Simon Crawford. Bernard, you occasionally watch the old Jonathan Pie on the net.
Yeah, his political rants I quite enjoy. It's Tom Walker.
Tom Walker, thank you for that. Bob?
Yeah, I didn't know, I just guessed, but I put Tom Walker's.
Okay, Kenny?
Yeah, I wasn't sure. I knew Bernard would probably get it. I'm more of a pie face FIFA Twitch streamer myself, but I went with Crawford.
The Crawford. Ron?
Yeah, I was the same as Kenny. I went with Simon Croft.
And Billow?
Yeah, I went with Simon Crawford.
Crawford's a popular one, but it's not right. It's Tom Walker, A.
Oh, I'm having a shocker.
I think...
Always remember, if you think you're having a shocker, there's always somebody doing a little bit worse than you.
I wonder who
Like me!
If you're having a shocker this evening, just type shocker in the box. And I think a lot of people will make up on this one, and everyone loves a Bernard. And this week it's Bernie Edwards, the bass player in which popular 70s and 80s group? Bernard.
Obviously not a clue. Just wrote the word Supertramp.
Supertramp. Okay. Thanks for that. You know, it could be right. It could be. Bob.
One of my big influences on crafting the bass line for Dad Dance, God rest his soul, he was in Chic.
Thank you very much for that, Kenny.
I had no idea, and the first thing that came into my head was Dr. Feelgood. Not even sure if that's a real thing.
No, they're from Canby Island in Essex.
Yeah.
Never mind. Ron.
Bernard Edwards is from Chic.
And I think Billy might get this as well.
Yes, it is Chic.
It is indeed Chic, ladies and gentlemen. Poor old Bernie, gone too soon, gone too soon.
What's the yeah, honestly?
Oh, you're breaking up a bit this week, Bernard.
Sorry, Flower. I'm just saying, what's the point in me being here? I get no answers right.
Well,
It's your funny.
I often think that with the gigs in your lyric book.
you need to
I'll have to learn that off you.
you need to do some swatting. What you need to do is you need to read the internet the night before the quiz on Sunday night. So you've fully. Question number 9 was TV, and I was talking TV sitcoms, and the actors Johnny Galecki, Jim Parsons, Kaylee Cuoco, and Simon Helberg. They're all stars of which long-running American, very popular sitcom? Bernard, do you know which sitcom that is?
Obviously not. I really want to know. I just want to know.
Cheers.
Cheers for that.
Just put,
Cheers.
I think cheers is a very good substitute for whatever answer you can't think of.
So me misleading you with the Cheers theme tune actually worked.
No, I'd already written it down.
Oh, crazy! We're just on the same wavelength then.
Bob, what say you?
I originally put the IT crowd, and then Kenny gave me
Oh, give it away.
Big Bang Theory.
Show us your big bangs, Kenny.
Well, yeah, I've been literally watching it every day, at least 2 episodes a day for the last couple of months. So yeah, I've pre-ticked it because it's right. It's the Big Bang Theory.
Keep you going. Ron, let's have a look at yours.
The Big Bang Theory.
And I think even Billy might get this one as well. Billo?
The Big Bang Theory. I've got E4.
It is indeed, yes. We've all seen all the episodes.
I've not. One.
I'm only up to season 11. I didn't catch the last 2 seasons when they went out originally. So
You need to watch more telly, Bernard.
it's on the Netflix.
There you go.
It's not my bag, is it?
I'm a nerd, so
Yeah.
I can relate.
You need to embrace the nerd culture. And last but by no means least, we were talking cakes and Mr. Kipling's, and I said Mr. Kipling was founded in Derby in 1957 by Joseph Kipling. You must potentially know something about cakes, Bernard. What do you think? Is that true or is that false? Have a guess.
No, it's definitely true. These big companies come and swallow the little guy, and I drink with his grandson in the Brown Edge.
Thanks for that. Bob?
Sounded like it could be true, so I put true.
Okay. Kenny?
Yeah, I think it's true.
Ron?
True.
And Billy?
I think it's false.
Oh, against the grain.
Well, guess what? Billy's absolutely 100% correct.
Oh,
it's false.
man.
I made that up off the top of my head as much as the people who invented Mr. Kipling has just said, let's invent something that sounds nice and homely and warmly. And so somebody went, give us a name, Kipling. There you go. So Mr. Kipling's Cakes is just completely made up. Like Captain Birdseye, he's not even a real captain.
What do you mean?
Who was talking in those adverts in the 80s, exceedingly good cakes? That wasn't Mr. Kipling.
No, I'm a completely fictional character.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
Mind blown.
So there's
Childhood ruined.
Yep.
10
Thanks.
answers to 10 questions. Everybody at home and Hot Potters, tot up your scores. And we'll have a run through, and you at home will see whether you have beaten your favourite Hot Pot. As we turn to each of the Hot Pots to get their totalisers, I shall write these down. Bernard, has it been a good week or a bad week?
Yeah, great week for me. One of my best scores yet. 2.
Never mind. It's the taking part that counts, Bernard. The taking part that counts.
Yeah, I've had a really just been happy to be here. So thanks a lot. See you later.
Okay, it's probably best that you start getting on the ale now. Bob?
Did better than last week. Had a shocker last week. I got 7.
7 on 10. That's
Good work.
pretty darn good. Kenny, you're normally Bob's rival. I think you're only 1 behind him on the leaderboard stakes.
Yeah.
This week.
Well, I've changed my team name, and I think that might have gone wrong. I changed it from Kenny's Heroes to Kembo and the Princesses of Power in honour of me getting the She-Ra question right the other week. But I've only got 4 out of 10, which is a bit bobbins. So.
4 on 10.
The Princesses of Poor.
Never mind. Ron?
Yeah, I did as well as Kenny. I got 4.
4 on 10.
Tough week.
I've smashed it.
And let's see whether Billy's been a bit of a dark horse. Billo, what was your final score?
6.
6.
Close.
Means Bob is the week 12 winner of the Lancashire Hotpots pub quiz.
Good on you, Rick. Well done, son.
Thank you.
So I think, if memory serves me right, we'll stick up the leaderboard here. I think you were only 1 in front last week, but you've just nudged ahead.
Been on
for
6
week
now.
12. So you're 2 ahead of Kenny, but still everything to play for because as we know.
Oh yeah. We don't know how long we're going to be here, so
Yes.
you never know.
So I'm sure everybody wants to know, Bob, what are you going to do with your winnings?
Wife's already spent them.
5 bags of pizza-flavoured dog food. There you go.
So put your score in the box below. Let us know what score that you beat. And I think it only remains for me to say thank you very much indeed for joining us on a Monday night. You make sure you all stay safe until we meet again for the next quiz or whatever it is. Cockers, thanks very much for playing at home. From all the Lancashire Hotpots, stay safe, and we'll see you next time.
Thank you. See you soon.